Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys coach offers brutally frank insight into Dak and CD struggles. The Dallas Cowboys offense has been far from consistent through 6 weeks, and one reason for that has been the roller coaster play of Dak Prescott and CD Lamb. Last year, Dak and CD were on a wavelength so keen and powerful that Lamb broke franchise records for receptions and yards while Prescott finished second in MVP voting. But in 2024, through 6 games, the pair has looked to be on a different page. Frequent miscommunications have resulted in interceptions or passes that should have been completed, resulting in incompletions, which, of course, leads to frustrations on the sidelines. However, receivers coach Robert Prince doesn't seem overly worried about the so far lack of connection between Dak and CD. There's a lot of factors, but the thing with CD, we knew he was going to be ready, Prince said. I mean, that guy works so hard off the field, and when he comes in and practices, he practices hard, and for whatever reason, some of the things haven't worked, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Some of the things haven't worked is a fairly frank self-analysis here. While some naturally point to Lamb not being involved at all during training camp as the main reason, CD has still gotten his yards despite not having a 100-yard game this season. Lamb has had totals of 61, 90, 67, 98, 62, and 89 yards, but there can be no denying that the connection between CD and Dak isn't where it needs to be. Why? We aren't entirely sure. But there must be a reason why things aren't clicking, and maybe Troy Aikman is onto something with his terrible and lazy analysis of Lamb and his receiving mates. With the Cowboys on their bye week, this is the time to iron out any details and get Dak and CD on the same page. Because of how the team is constructed, the Cowboys' season goes as Lamb and Prescott go. If the pair can't figure it out, then the next gauntlet of games will likely end Dallas' season. Chiefs, Chargers may pursue 3-time Pro Bowler in trade. The Chiefs or Chargers may pursue 3-time Pro Bowler Ezekiel Elliott in a trade this season. One report is urging the Cowboys to move on from the veteran since they don't know what his role is. This team hoped Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn and Elliott would be efficient enough to give Dak Prescott a reliable running game. However, despite bringing in Dalvin Cook, the Cowboys have yet to start, but Elliott hasn't been the same and Dowdle is outperforming him. Dallas has a bigger problem on their hands since the team hasn't figured out who's going to be their immediate starter going forward. They had a chance to effectively bolster the running game with this past draft and an opportunity to add Derrick Henry but haven't. Henry is now leading the NFL in pass rushing yards, so now the Cowboys are regretting that decision despite Jerry Jones' claim they couldn't afford him. Jones mentioned that they're using Elliott when the time's right, but that could just be damage control. Originally selected in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Ohio State product was heading toward a successful tenure, but injuries were slowing him down and the emergence of Tony Pollard didn't help his case. However, the Cowboys brought him back after spending a year in New England, but that hasn't been working out. Elliott is dumbfounded at what his role is on the roster as he was expecting the team to utilize him near the red zone. He could find his next opportunity elsewhere, and the Chiefs and Chargers are probably the best 2 fits. Andy Reid isn't sure when or if Isaiah Pacheco will return since he's still recovering from his fibula surgery. Kareem Hunt may be holding down the stomping grounds, but there is a real chance he'll likely slow down in time for the playoffs. However, the Chiefs must face reality and add someone to help Hunt carry the snaps. They can probably depend on Perrine, but he's only shown a few flashes. Since losing Austin Ekeler, it's fair to say the Chargers' running game hasn't been the same despite signing J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. However, Edwards is out and there's no timetable for his return, so they have to brace for Dobbins to lead the backfield. Elliott could probably be a fine insurance policy for a team that will probably hand him the football more often than what the Cowboys are utilizing him for.